Okay, hello everyone. So this is a Banana Pi M20 board. So as you can see, it came with this box, and it tells you which Banana Pi it is. But for mine, it's Banana Pi M20, which is right there. It didn't come with the case. The case I bought separately. I bought them all on AliExpress. The case and the board. I also bought a power supply, but that hasn't arrived yet. And the format of this is basically exactly like a Raspberry Pi Zero, except the processor is a lot more powerful than the Raspberry Pi Zero. And I think that's a Wi-Fi chip. This is the CPU right here. It's an A7 Cortex ARM-based CPU. It's a quad-core CPU with I think it's 1.2 gigahertz. That's a lot of power for something this small. And here's a micro SD card slot, and the card just goes in just like that, and you could just take it out just by pulling it out. Just like that. Just put it in here just like this. Goes right in. I think this is a mini HDMI port. I think this is for the power. This is for USB. It's micro USB to USB adapter. You just get that. It didn't come with this case, like I said. I just modified this case. I put 3 rubber feet on the bottom of it, and I put 4 screws on here, and there's 4 spacers, plastic spacers right there, and 2 more here, 2 more on the other side as well, plastic spacers. And here's a nut that fastens the board onto the bottom part of the case. I think this is the GPU right here. I think it's running a 600 megahertz, and here you could put a Wi-Fi antenna right here. Let me point that out. Right here you could put a Wi-Fi antenna. This is the power switch. You could push that on to power it on. That's a reset switch. And you could put GPIO pins in here if you wish, but I didn't. And if you want to put a network port, you could solder it in here, and you could have RJ45 network port if you want. And this is for the camera right here, and that's pretty much it. So I just modified mine like this, and the reason why I couldn't put the top of this here is because it simply will not fit. As you can see, the CPU fan for the CPU for the Raspberry Pi Zero is here, more to the left, and the CPU for the Banana Pi M20 is here, so obviously this will not fit. And if you try to make it fit like this, the screws aren't long enough to reach the top, so you can't fasten it. So that's why I'm not using this right here. I'm just using it just like that, which I think it's okay. And the reason why I put the rubber feet here is for this reason. See these screws here? It could mar the surface of a table if you slide it or something. So having these rubber feet will not only enable this thing to not slide more easily, but it gives it a little bit more traction. on a surface, on a flat surface. That's why I put that in there. So I'm going to be using this to play games. That's why I put a heatsink in there. But the heatsink that it came with this case did not have thermal pads on the bottom, so I just have some extra thermal pads laying around, and as you can see I kind of like sandwiched it on top of the heatsink. So the heatsink is here, the CPU is on the bottom. In the middle there's a thermal pad which helps it conduct heat, which is pretty useful. That's pretty much it for the case part. Hello everyone, so today I'm going to show you how to install RetrOrangePi on the Banana Pi 0 M2 single board computer. So you'll need a couple of things before you start. You'll need a program called 7-zip, which I'm highlighting right there, and you'll need a program called Etcher. I already have these installed on my computer, but this is a website for 7-zip, and this is a website for vanilla Etcher, and you can select the one that is appropriate for your operating system. For me, I had Windows 64-bit, so I selected this one. And you could go to 7-zip and download the one for your operating system. So I have a 64-bit version of Windows 10, so I selected this and downloaded it and installed it on my computer. That's all you have to do. I already have it on there, so I'm not going to be doing it. So just select this and install it on your computer. And this is the website for RetrOrangePi, which is right here. And they have all the images for RetrOrangePi here. This is kind of like a version of RetroPi for the orange Pi, Banana Pi, and different derivatives of Pi, you know, single board computers. So you just scroll down here, go to download page, just go to all images right there, then select the one that is appropriate for your version, your single board computer. For me it's a Banana Pi 0 right here. Just download it. I tried the 1.2 gigabyte, that didn't work. The one that does work is the RetroPi Orange 4.2. This one right here, 629 megabyte. This one worked. Just save it, and after that, after you save it, go to the folder. So I put it here. This is where I downloaded it. The image, of course. And I'm going to open up Etcher. No, not Etcher first, because Etcher cannot detect it yet. See, I can't see it in here because I gotta first unzip it. So I'm gonna go exit out of there. Type in 7-zip in here. It's installed on my computer. And I'm going to go to D drive, downloads, and I want to open this, extract this file. Okay. I extracted it. Now I should be able to see it. It's in this folder right here. I'm going to use vanilla Etcher, but before I do that, I need to put in my USB stick, USB drive with my micro SD card. It's a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. I'm going to put that in my computer right now. As you can see, it's put in, so I don't want to format it. That's good. Now I want to start Etcher. And this is K drive. Now I want to go back to download. Go back here. This is the image that I want. So I'm going to open that. Select this. This is the correct one. Make sure you select the correct one because you don't want to erase a flash drive or a USB drive that has other stuff on it. So this is what I want to write to. So select. And then I want to flash it. It's going to take a couple of minutes. So it's now writing to my 32 gigabyte micro SD card. After it finishes flashing, it's going to verify to check if the file is okay or not, and then you could eject it from your computer and take the micro SD card out and put it into your Banana Pi 0 M2 single board computer. You should be able to run RetrOrangePi on it. All you have to do is put the micro SD card in there, turn it on, and it should just boot into RetrOrangePi, which I will show you later. And all you need is a controller, a USB type controller. It could be a PlayStation 3 controller, it could be a Logitech F310 controller, or whatever. I think you could even use Bluetooth controllers if you want. For me, I used a USB hub and connected that to my Banana Pi, so I had 4 USB ports instead of 1. So now it's verifying. This is going to be done very quickly. You could skip it if you want, but I recommend you do not do that. You let it run and okay. So now Banana Pi is RetrOrangePi is on that micro SD card, and I'm just gonna put it into my Banana Pi 0 M2, and that's it. So I'm gonna eject it. Eject this drive. I'm gonna take it out of my computer, USB port, and that's it. And I should be able to use it. I'll put all this in the video descriptions below so you can get all this stuff. Okay, I just started my Banana Pi 0 M2 single board computer, and as you can see, I put a fan right there, and it's going on this heatsink to cool it. So right now, the temperature right now is about you can see it's 93 degrees. It's about 34 degrees Celsius. I could touch this, it's not hot. But if you don't have a fan on it, it could get hot enough to burn your fingers or your skin. 31 degrees C, 88 degrees. So that's, right now it's on idle, so that's what the temperature is. It's about 86 to 89 degrees Fahrenheit, or about 30 to 33 degrees Celsius. So that's the temperatures that I'm getting. First, let's configure the controls. So when you first start the Orange RetrOrangePi operating system, you're gonna have to configure the controls. So I already configured mine, but I'm gonna show you how to do it. Just stick in any USB controller, and then I'm just gonna keep a button pressed like this. Detected it, and you just follow directions: up, down, left, right, start, select, A, B, X, Y, left shoulder, right shoulder, left trigger, right trigger, left thumb, right thumb. This is exactly like RetrOrangePi. Analog left, up, down, left, right. Analog right, up, down, left, right. And the hot button I usually use the PlayStation 3 button right there. And then press A. So that's how you configure the controls. That's one of the first things you have to do. Okay, in this part I'm going to show you how to enable the Wi-Fi or add the Wi-Fi in the Banana Pi 0M2 for the Orange RetrOrangePi operating system. So you go to RetrOrangePi here, go to Wi-Fi right there. Make sure you have a keyboard connected to your computer. And I'm going to put my keyboard in there. It's right there, connected. So I have a hub, basically. Just connect to the keyboard. As you can see, it's lit up. I'm going to go to activate connection. Press enter. So this is the one that I want, so I'm going to press enter. So I already have it connected, so you just select the Wi-Fi router, which is in your area, which is near you. So for mine, it's a Cisco WPS 0741. You select that, and then you just put in your password and then log in. That's it. So I already did that. Quit, and it shows that it's activated with that asterisk right next to it, as you can see. And I want to find a IP address here, but if you go here, it doesn't show it. See, you have to go somewhere else to get that. You need to go to I think it's here. Just go to Wi-Fi, config. Not there. Sorry about that. try that. No, it's not. Okay, there it is. That's the one you want to go to. Armbian config. So this RetrOrangePi, RetrOrangePi was built on the Ambient operating system. You have to wait until this comes up. Takes a couple of minutes. This single board computer does not come with a Wi-Fi antenna. However, you can hook one up to your Banana Pi 0 M20 single board computer, but I did not connect my Wi-Fi antenna to this single board computer, but I'm still able to use the Wi-Fi, but it is a bit slow. So that's the only problem with it. So if you put in an antenna, you're going to get much faster speeds. You just got to be patient here and wait. Just wait a little bit. Let me fast forward. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to put the ROMs into your Banana Pi 0 M2 single board computer. So I got some ROMs here, and what I want to do is I want to go into the RetrOrangePi, just type that in like so. I spelled it wrong, R-E-T-R RetrOrangePi. And now you can see it appear like that. So you just go to ROMs, go to I'm gonna put in some Nintendo ROMs. I already put some in here already, so I'm just gonna put in some more to show you that I can put it in here. And it's kind of slow because I don't have a Wi-Fi antenna for this unit. You need a Wi-Fi antenna to use the Wi-Fi on the Banana Pi 0 M2 single board computer effectively, but if you don't have an antenna, you can still use it, but it's pretty slow. So that's the thing. I don't have an antenna, so I'm just using it without it, and that's what I'm doing. So this is how you put the ROMs in this unit. You could put the one for the Super Nintendo as well. I think it's called SNES. Put ROMs in here. You could put BIOSes also in here as well. That's not under ROMs, that's under BIOS. You could put different BIOSes in here. Some emulators may require BIOSes, like PlayStation 1 and stuff like that. Neo Geo will require a BIOS ROM set, and I guess others like Sega Dreamcast. You're not going to be able to run Sega Dreamcast with this emulator. I mean, with this single board computer, it's definitely not powerful enough to do that. You need the BIOS set for Sega Saturn and other emulators as well. So this is where you would put it into the BIOS folder, basically. So I'll put this in the video descriptions below also about how to get into RetrOrangePi, and you have to go into RetrOrangePi, and then you need to set the Wi-Fi, and I'll show you how to do this as well. So you can put all this other stuff in here too, the configs and everything else. But the main thing you have to worry about is the ROMs. You can put ROMs in here, and you can put BIOSes in there if you have to do that. So that's basically it for getting access to your Banana Pi 0 M2 from a computer. So you just need a Windows based computer like this, like everybody has, and then you just go into File Explorer and you just type in, like I said, and then you should be able to go in here. And if you don't have a Wi-Fi antenna, make sure you get one. I'll put that in the video descriptions below as well, because this unit, this single board computer, does not come with a Wi-Fi antenna. Okay. Okay, so my Orange RetrOrangePi is on right now, so I'm going to show you how this looks when you first start it. So I'm going to go restart and start it from a clean boot. It's almost the same as a RetrOrangePi. I think it was a fork of RetrOrangePi basically, or developed from RetrOrangePi. So this is how it starts. The big difference between this and the RetrOrangePi is that this plays music in the background like this. So I put all my ROMs in there, so it should just work. This has a lot more power than the Raspberry Pi Zero, but it's about the same size. So I'm going to show you some games. Just going to run some games. And now I'm going to run Castlevania Mega Drive. And let's see how this runs. There's no frame skips or anything with this single board computer. It seems to run everything pretty smoothly. So I know the Raspberry Pi Zero, whether that be the Zero or the Zero W, both seem to have some problems running 16-bit video game consoles like the Sega Genesis, Mega Drive, or SNES. So this thing has no such problems. Runs perfectly. So putting that fan in there really helps. There's really no throttling because the thing doesn't overheat. So as you can see, there's no problems. Let me get out of here. Let's try something else. Let's try. I'm going to try N64. And try Mario 64 on it.
It's me, Mario. Hello. Okie dokie.
Dear Mario, please come to the castle. Let me save the cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
It runs surprisingly well. This is an N64 game. This thing is a lot more powerful than a Raspberry Pi Zero. It has 4 ARM Cortex A7 processors running at 1.2 gigahertz, while the Raspberry Pi Zero only has 1 core. I beat that Goomba. Yeah, it runs pretty good. Surprise. Oh, I got injured. Okay, good. This doesn't run half bad. Okay, that's enough. Let's try some other emulators. Try Super Nintendo. try Area 88. This is a Super Famicom version, I think. Runs perfectly, no frame skipping or anything like that. That ran pretty good. Let's try something more demanding, like Star Fox. This is a pretty demanding game, I have to say. Star Fox. You could hear that, the sound distortions. That means the system is struggling. It's not in sync. That's for sure. Let's
Good
play.
luck.
It's struggling right here. It's still playable, but it's kind of, it does struggle a little bit. On the Raspberry Pi 4 and the Raspberry Pi 3B, it runs a lot better than this. But those single board computers have a lot more power than this one. And if you try to do this on a Raspberry Pi Zero, I'm sure it wouldn't be able to handle it. does kind of struggle, as you can hear the sound, right? It's not really in sync with the game. I'm gonna slow down a little bit as well. Oh, I got messed up there. But it's still playable, I have to say. I think this game used a Nintendo FX chip or something. So it was a feature that was added into the cartridge just for this game. It's not like a normal Super Nintendo or Super Famicom game. So when there isn't a lot of sprites on the screen, the performance gets better, as you can see. Now it's kind of like stuttering. They didn't add the Nintendo FX chip for this game, then I guess Super Nintendo's hardware really couldn't handle it. The mission, but it was kind of slow there. So if you want to go to the options, you press the special key and the triangle. This is a RetrOrange for the banana, for Orange RetrOrangePi. It's a little bit different than the Raspberry Pi's version, but it's similar in a way. So I'm gonna go back to resume. To get out, it's special key and start to get out, just like that. Same as RetrOrangePi. Let's try the Nintendo. This, of course, runs perfectly. And after I play all these emulators, I'm going to check the temperature to see how high it is. No problems running NES games with this single board computer. I think this single board computer is kind of like between a Raspberry Pi Zero and Raspberry Pi 3 or something. It's less expensive than a Raspberry Pi 3 for sure. No problems running this game. It did that in the regular Nintendo, I remember. But there's a lot of people on the screen. It does kind of like flash up like that. Okay, that's good. So this sort of runs everything pretty good. It even runs arcade emulators. It's MAME. I'm gonna play some MAME games as well. The most demanding was Smash TV, but let's try Shinobi first. So entering coins is select, and then start is to start the game. So select, 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 start.
Mission 1.
Ran that pretty good. So let me get out of here. Let's try a more demanding game like Smash TV.
Bingo!
Kind of stuttered there. You heard it in the sound.
Bingo! Bingo!
But it does run it pretty good. You're not having any problems here.
Yeah!
This game.
Yeah! Woo! Good luck! You'll need it!
Oh man. Alright. Alright, let me get out of here. Okay, you saw that. It runs that pretty good. No problems. Like 1943. That's pretty good. Definitely, this thing has most classic arcade games pretty much nailed down. Not going to have any problems running most arcade games from probably 1978 to I guess up to 1992. So I'm going to check the temperature of this thing after I run this test. That ran pretty good. Okay, to shut it down, you just press start, quit, and just shut down, and that's it. So, before I do that, I'm going to check the temperature of my single board computer. So as you can see this, I have this USB hub right here. Get that in focus. That's my USB hub that I'm using, which is connected to this. Now I'm going to check the temperature of this and see what I'm getting. $88 degrees. Still 88 degrees. That's not too bad. 30 degrees Celsius. 29 degrees Celsius. Go back to Fahrenheit. That's R-type song. Okay, 89 degrees. This is not too bad. This is not too bad. Having that fan in there definitely does help. From what I can see. So anyways, that's it. So I'm just going to shut it down now. Just go to quit, shut down, and that's it. Pretty much. That's it. Anyways, thanks for watching. My Ace 1000 KS 1975 signing out.